Hello, I'm Bill Palmer, editor of WorldOfConcrete360.com. Welcome to the World of Concrete 360's video coverage of the most influential people in the concrete and masonry industry. Today we have Pierre Villere with us, who is the senior managing partner of Villere Partners, a consulting firm that works with ready-mix companies, concrete aggregate, and concrete products manufacturers on mergers, acquisitions, and valuation services. So Pierre, how do you see things in the industry today?
Well, I'm a lot more optimistic today than I was last April. I have to say, I thought we were really headed to the wall as the lockdown occurred. We had a pretty good, very good year, another year of increased volumes in 2019, and I was convinced we were going backwards in 2020. And actually, that did not occur. We wound up the year at just shy of 378 million cubic yards, which was about a 2% increase over 2019. So we were pleasantly surprised, and we think 2021 will be strong, and we think 22 will be even stronger given the prospect of some kind of federal infrastructure bill. So we were at 458 million cubic yards in 05 and 06. We got down to 257 at the bottom of the Great Recession. I think we'll pass the 400 million cubic yard mark, which is a great step back to where we should be by 2023. Okay.
So you mentioned infrastructure. Do you anticipate that this is going to actually pass this time?
Well, yes. You know, we were very enthusiastic about, 2.1 trillion and $2.7 trillion infrastructure bills that were being bannered about. The Republicans came back with 580 billion, and it's hovering around the $1 billion mark. The big issue is not the infrastructure bill, it's how to pay for it, and there's all this back and forth between the Biden White House and the Republicans on how it gets paid for and that ultimately involves tax reform. Right. So if I was a betting guy, I think we wind up with something around $1 billion. That's going to be a huge, $1 trillion. I'm sorry, and $1 trillion, and we're going to absolutely see a great shot in the arm as a result of that. It's going to really, really be terrific for the concrete industry.
Okay, what threats do you see to the industry these days?
The biggest threat, well, there are two. That are one that's very current, which is this cement shortage issue that is occurring in many places in the country. There are allocations in some places. That was the case in Dallas, for example. I think it's going back several weeks ago. I think that started to ease. Other parts of the country don't have that. So that is a supply chain disruption, and I think that'll get corrected over time. The second one is more long term, and it's just the labor, the human resources part of it. Everything from drivers to batchmen to dispatchers and just our yardmen, everybody that is critical to running a well-oiled machine, which is a ready-mix concrete plant.
So I know you do a lot of. Have you seen M&A activity, mergers and acquisitions?
We are the busiest we've been since 2005 and 6, I have to say. So we're and then you saw the U.S. Concrete announcement yesterday. They're being sold to Vulcan. Martin Marietta just made a huge acquisition with the Lehigh Hansen assets out on the West Coast, and I think that you're going to continue to see that, and particularly large transactions like that. This is a very robust economy. It's very interesting. We have had a jump in prospective clients that are interested in exiting this year in 2021 because of the fear of a change in the capital gains tax rate, which is it could be very significant. So they want to get out ahead of that. And so somebody was thinking, I'll get out the next year or two or three. Now they're accelerating their timeline because of concern over a big increase, a doubling basically of the capital gains tax rate.
Do you see? Do you work with a lot of family businesses?
Yes. That's the vast majority. The independent producer profile is a family-held business that is in some instances was started by the founder who's there running the business every day, but more often than not, it's a second or third generation business. And for a variety of different reasons, they exit. Lack of interest in the next generation of the family in running the business, health issues. We have some businesses that where independent producers, where it's a group of partners. Sometimes a partner wants to retire. Sometimes a partner gets health challenges. That's always a tough one. And the other partner can't leverage the business to buy them out. So we see all of that. But I will say that there's a rush to the gates right now over the fear over the capital gains tax rate increase.
That's interesting. So what do you, in terms of the overall concrete business, what do you see as the hottest markets right now? Where's the concrete going?
It's very interesting. It looks exactly like it did in 05 and 06. It's Florida, it's Arizona, specifically Phoenix, Southern California, out here in Las Vegas. There are some new markets that were not on fire in 05 and 06 that are today. One, for example, is Reno, Nevada. Reno in 2020 was the #1 city in the U.S. in terms of home price appreciation. That is a flood of migrants coming out of the Bay Area in California, and in a lot of instances, I think, if I'm not mistaken about this, I think Google, Facebook, Switch, the Nintendo Switch folks, at those types of Apple have all opened offices there, and they're relocating business units there. So it's an interesting market, and there are many more like those around the country.